yourself the following question. Why is it that weddings are the most extravagant parties we make our entire lives? We spend more money on weddings than any other party the rest of our entire lives combined. Think about it for a second. I mean, weddings are amazing. The couple are coming together, they're beginning their lives together. As we teach in Judaism, two souls are becoming one. It's a very, very powerful time. But the rest of their entire lives, think about 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line, 50 years, 60 years, that couple, those two people, are developing a deeper, more profound, more powerful relationship. Every year, marriage just gets better and better, deeper and deeper. Kids come along, please God, grandkids down the line. It really should be that at the 50th or even 60th anniversary, that should be the most extravagant party of a couple's entire lives. Why is it that the wedding is more fancy and more extravagant than the 50th or 60th anniversary? We should be celebrating that the couple built so much together, achieved and accomplished so much together, had children, grandchildren, even maybe great-grandchildren. And this couple are celebrating everything that they've accomplished, all of the results of the many years of marriage. Shouldn't that be a greater party than the very beginning? Think about that question for a second and we're going to come right back to it. We're about to enter into the holiday called Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat, the 15th of Shvat, is Rosh Hashanah La'iladot, the new year for the trees. The very first Mishnah in Masechet Rosh Hashanah tells us that there are 4 different New Year celebrations, 4 different Rosh Hashanah of the year in the Jewish calendar. And the 4th one that's mentioned is Rosh Hashanah La'ilanot. The first opinion, Beit Shammai, says that Rosh Hashanah La'ilanot is the 1st of Shvat, while Beit Hillel, the opinion that we follow and practice, says that Rosh Hashanah La'ilanot is the 15th of Shvat, Tu B'Shvat. So the first question that we have is, who cares? Why do we need to know when the new year for the tree is? What relevance does it have for us, to our lives as human beings? And the second question is, why would the Rosh Hashanah La'ilanot, new year for the trees, be in the winter? Shvat is a month, a Jewish month that always falls out in winter. Why would we be celebrating the new year for the trees at a time where the trees are dead, where the trees don't have leaves on them, no flowers on them, no fruit on them? Why is that the new year for the trees? Let's answer the first question. What relevance does it have in our lives? The reason that the new year for the trees has such relevance to us as human beings is because human beings are often compared to trees. In the Torah, in Parshat Shoftim, Perek Chaf, Pasuk Yotet, the Torah tells us, Ki ha'adam eitz hasadeh, that human beings are compared to trees. And many explain this to mean that just like trees develop, they start off as seeds, grow roots, become a trunk, branches, leaves, flowers, fruit. So too human beings, we develop. We develop physically in maturity, emotionally, spiritually, but it's much more than that. Trees have seasons. We have summer, fall, winter, and spring. In summer, the trees are fully bloomed. Fully bloomed, it's on a high, it looks amazing. Fall, the leaves begin to fall. The fruit, they're no longer bearing fruit. In the winter, the trees are dead. They're lifeless. There are no leaves, no flowers, and no fruit. And then in spring, the trees begin to blossom again until they get back to that high of summer. As human beings, we often go through different seasons in our growth. We have our summers, which means our spiritual highs, or our highs where we feel we're just doing great, we're accomplishing and achieving so much, we're such good friends, such good family members, we're doing a great job, we feel more spiritual, we're doing more good deeds than ever, our praying is on such a high level, it's fantastic. That's our summers of growth. But then we have our fall, where we begin to fall a little bit, we don't really feel that we're on that high that we were on before. And then sometimes we have our winters, where we feel we are in a rut. We've hit such a low place, we've plummeted down to a very, very low place, and we just don't feel good about ourselves. And then after that, we have our spring, where we begin to blossom and bloom again. And then we get back to our summer, that high. So the question is, why would Shvat be in the winter? Winter is compared to our low, our ultimate low. If we had such a low in Shvat, why would Shvat be the time that we celebrate this New Year's? Why, if the trees are naked and dead in Shvat, are we celebrating a new year for the trees? And the answer that's given is that in Shvat, the first sap of the year goes into the roots. For the very first time of the year, the first sap enters into the roots, and that is the beginning of what will soon be the blossoming of the leaves, the flowers, and the fruit. On the surface level of the tree, it may appear that there's nothing happening, that the tree is lifeless. But beneath the surface, in the roots of the trees, that first sap, that first official sign of life, that first sign of potential. In Judaism, we celebrate potential. We celebrate potential in every area. If a person is at a spiritual low, they're in a rut, they're in their winter of growth, that first sign, that first time they ignite that small fire within them, that passion, that desire begins to grow, begins to shine, that we celebrate over anything else. Because that potential shows that it's a new path, a new opportunity, new potential for getting to a higher level than ever before. If a person shows a first sign of growth and they're in a new path, they can say, I don't even want to just get back to the summer I was at before. I don't want to get back to the spiritual high I was on before. I want to get to a whole new level, somewhere I've never reached before, something that I've never done before. Going back to the very first question that we had, why are weddings the ultimate celebration in a person's life? Why are they more extravagant than a 50th or 60th anniversary? The answer is because we celebrate potential. That couple getting together for the very first time, starting their lives, building their lives together now for the very first time, that is the first sign of potential. It's an unwritten book. They can write whatever story they want. They can begin a path, a new path to get to a place they've never been at before. They can accomplish whatever they want. The book is not yet written. That we celebrate more than anything else. As much as down the road, the 50th, 60th anniversary are exciting, and we do celebrate that, and we do celebrate the fruit that comes out of the trees in the summer, and we do make brachot in the month of Nisan, right before Pesach, in the month of Nisan, we make brachot on the trees. Why? Because the very first blooming of those flowers is coming in Nisan, in the springtime. But that's not the ultimate celebration. That is not the new year for the trees. The ultimate celebration for the trees is that first sign of potential. The ultimate celebration of a person's life is that wedding, because it's the beginning of a whole new path, the beginning of a path that we can get to a higher level than we've ever been at before. Let's utilize this time of potential. Let's recognize and remember that when we are at a low, or we at a new place, when we want to start a new path, that is the greatest celebration. Potential is something we celebrate more than anything in the world because it is so exciting. It is so invigorating to know that I am on a new path, a new journey. I can experience something greater than I've ever experienced before. That is the power of potential.